What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. August Alsina is the topic of today's lecture, if you will. And that is because August Alsina has come out as being either bisexual or being in a gay relationship. I don't understand what's going on here, but whatever it is, he's currently in love with a man. None of my business. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. But what I do know is that 2 years ago, August Alsina was coming out and talking about Jada Pinkett, about how Jada Pinkett broke his heart, and that Will Smith knew about their relationship. And then we have the great entanglement. Then in 2022, this year, what did we see? Well, we saw Will Smith break down and finally slap Chris Rock for calling Jada Pinkett pretty much G.I. Jane and suffering from alopecia. And then, knowing both situations, as humans, we got to try to compare and contrast, right? So then when we look at August, all of a sudden having a proclivity towards men, Will Smith pretty much losing his career, being kicked out of the academy. Then we ask the question that is fundamental to today's lecture. Did Jada Pinkett turn August Alsina gay? Did Jada Pinkett, is she responsible for destroying Will Smith and turning him into somebody crazy outside of himself? Because we know Jada Pinkett is the person involved with both men, and then both men have made almost ridiculous, not ridiculous, but very strange behavioral moves in the same year. Will Smith slapped somebody. August Alsina changes his sexuality. Okay. So let's deal with that. Number one, it is my understanding and belief, by looking at August Alsina, I never thought about it before, but just kind of looking at him and looking at some of his pictures and things like that, now it doesn't shock me that he said that he was gay. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I kind of looking at him now, doesn't shock me, or bisexual, just by his mannerisms a little bit. It's not, whatever. Will Smith, are we going to hear something similar about him with that? But what I do understand about the both of them is that both of these men tend to be, in comparisons to the kind of men that Jada Pinkett like, very beta. In other words, right? These are men who are subservient. And these are men that will pretty much do anything to make her happy, right? So does she do it? I'm going to tell you something that I honestly believe. Jada Pinkett is not responsible for turning somebody or changing somebody's sexuality. I've been hearing that. I think it's nonsense. Jada Pinkett also is not responsible for what happened to Will Smith. We're going to talk about this. A lot of men have issues dealing with toxic women. And you'd be surprised how many men are attracted to women that just don't have a good fit. August Alsina, Will Smith combined. You'd be surprised how many opportunities that many men have, guys. They have many opportunities. They can deal with many different types of situations, but they won't. They're not going to do it because some men gotta be in the dumps. It's not just women complaining about men. There are very many men sitting back complaining about women every goddamn day. I'm not talking about podcasts or something like that, right? What am I dealing with? I'm talking about men who love to be mistreated, who know they're being mistreated, and in the case of August Alsina, will go to somebody else, another relationship, man or woman, And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to have the same issues over there that he's been having with anybody else. That's the problem. Not going to fix yourself. Blaming others. And I just want to know, guys, what is the point of having all of that money? What is the point of having all of that fame if you're going to stay by and be abused? Don't get it. Now, with the case with August Alsina, he said, listen, I'm not even going to deal with sisters no more. I'm going to switch it all the way up, which is a very interesting move, in my honest opinion. That brother switched complete sexualities after dealing with Jada. The question is, what about Will? What about Will? The question is, what about you? Now, obviously, I'm not talking about you switching your sexuality or anything like that. But now, how many of you brothers listening and understanding my voice are in situations that you know that you shouldn't be in, but you're in them anyway, and you're blaming that woman for why your life is where it's at, or your family is blaming her for where it's at? My father, right, was married after my mother. Terrible, terrible situation. I never understood it. And I used to always look down on this woman for, making my dad's life so miserable, because my dad, he's so helpless in the situation, right? That's what I thought. And he was staying there. And it dawned on me, why don't he just leave? And then I realized he don't want to leave. So what in the hell am I talking about? He doesn't want to leave. So whatever happens to him because that's the way he wants it. In a similar fashion, that's what happens to a lot of these guys or even women. They get situations where it's bad. They try to go other places, different races, different sexuality, whatever you want to call it. They don't realize that part of the problem is who they choose. End up into the same situation again. Ended up being dusty again. And then there you go. There you go. If you don't believe that you have something to offer, you're going to continue to always have a problem with somebody like Jada. You're always going to be weaving and sailing up, dusting it up, continuously shady. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.